But when we love someone, we literally give them the power to destroy us, and we expect and trust them to never use it against us. But if they do, it literally destroys us. This is our fourth episode of the Being Unique podcast. So, episode 4 is all about healing out of the depression phase. In this podcast, I have shared some of the best things that life has taught me that might work for you as well. So currently, if you're going through this ugly phase of life, do give it a shot till the end. Link to the article of this podcast is in the description below. Welcome guys to the Being Unique podcast. My name is Jaison Jose and I am the host of this show. Each week, I come up with new and exciting podcasts where we will be covering some of your favorite topics like communication, mindset, philosophy, and much more awesome content which will definitely help you realize your highest potential. In this episode, we will discuss about the vital steps that you are obliged to take for yourself, or at least for the betterment of your future self. Because this is a podcast I wish if someone just sent me some time ago, when I was battling through a really bad phase of depression of all time. It would have been much easier for me to survive back then. But I hope this helps you in some way or the other. Good luck, and without any further ado, let's begin. Before I record this podcast, I do have a small confession to make. Almost 3 weeks ago, early morning, around the same time, around 5 a.m., I was preparing for the same script and everything was going as scheduled. Because I already launched the previous 3 episodes of this podcast, and the messages and the DMs I received from my friends and relatives were actually overwhelming for me. But there are a few lines in this podcast which I read back then. It literally gave me chills. I had to shut down everything, and for 3 weeks, I kept myself away from this article and the thought of even podcasting for a minute. Why? Because whatever I'm going to talk about in this episode is not just theoretical knowledge, but it is something that I have personally experienced in my life, and I was scared to reiterate those things in front of the mic again. But now, I believe it is very high time staying behind the shadows, and it's time that I gather some courage and face my fears. So yeah, let's now actually begin. Out of all the living beings on this planet, we humans are the only one who go through severe depression phases. Why? Because just as Stan Lee once said, with great power comes great responsibility. So as we possess the most intelligent brains on this planet Earth, we tend to bear some of the consequences as well. As I always say, depression is always the worst thing that can happen to any living being. Our physical body is barely breathing and alive in the present. But mentally, we are devastated and wounded by the past trauma. And we somewhat create a vicious cycle of thoughts and memories which drags us back to the same timeline due to which we got hurt in the first place. You really and badly wanted it to be that ultra special person who always give you butterflies in your stomach every time you hear their voice or get to see them in person. And your eyes just starts glowing when you are around them. But one fine day, you understood and realized that they never wanted it to be you. It hurts on a whole different level when we are depressed because of someone we truly love and they start ghosting us. So the best solution I found is, when someone ghosts you, respect the dead and move on with life. During this phase, we feel as if there is nothing much left with our life, and in severe cases, We also go through anxiety attacks, which is not even our fault. Because when we love someone, we literally give them the power to destroy us, and we expect and trust them to never use it against us. But if they do, it literally destroys us. Always let the sky remind you that it's okay to feel a little blue, and just as the darkness is inevitable, so is the sunrise. So if you just start to treat yourself like someone you once loved, you will realize that you just have to shower the same love to the right person who respects you, values you, feels the same about you, and most importantly, loves you back. Because with the right people, you grow every single day, and with the wrong ones, I guess you already know what happened. It is obvious that it is impossible to take the next breath in without releasing the bad breath out, or else you'll start choking yourself. And the irony is that those people who left us all alone during our darkest days will come back in our life just to check if we are still stupid after they get disappointed by the people they thought were better than you. I really love psychology, especially when it comes to human psychology in particular. The best thing that I've learned is that if you express too much love and affection to someone or care too much about them, it is the natural human tendency to underestimate it and take it for granted. It's not their fault, it's just that some humans are wired that way. As Jaison Jose, the author of Think Like a Monk, once beautifully said, jumping in a new relationship won't heal you. Giving your ex a second chance won't change them. Trying to find a cinematic closure won't change the fact that they are still not the right one for you. And trying to fix the broken relationship will only drown you with it. So I believe that if a shoe doesn't fit you, you never blame your feet. You just go out there and find the special ones that were made just for you. If a dress doesn't fit, why blame your unique body? You were never meant to fit into the clothes. It was always the way around. You are the one who defines your wardrobe, not your parents, relatives, or the so-called society. If we talk about a very crucial thing in a relationship, that is trust. There is no way to find if a person will betray you or not. Only time can reveal that. The only thing that we can surely trust is, are we brave enough to handle if they do? Will we dare to walk away? Because it's a pointless waste of your energy to think about it. So only worry about yourself and trust your instincts, because somehow it knows what's best for you. I'm going to speak something very unconventional. So I'll wait for 5 seconds for you to grab a piece of paper and pen to jot down some notes, because I'm going to address how the healing part kicked in for me. I'll wait for a few seconds. I hope that you're back. The healing part kicked in for me when I realized that the most beautiful part about our life is, no matter what, you will definitely glow again, slowly and in time. Your beautiful, positive vibes will be back with you, and you will outgrow your old self. Because eventually, the biggest wave in the sea does settle down. And once the dark clouds start to fade away, we start to look back at the rays of the beautiful sun. You also see that, okay, please note this down. You also see that people do look so different when you start caring less about them. I'll repeat it. People do look so different when you start caring less about them. You begin to notice how ordinary some people are, and how it was just your sheer love that made them very special, that placed them on some sort of a pedestal, like a podium or a stage. When you start to love and take care of yourself, you start to glow from the inside. You attract people who love you, respect you, and appreciate your positive vibes and your pure energy. Everything starts from how you feel about yourself. So start feeling worthy, valuable, and deserving of receiving the best that this beautiful thing called life has to offer. Be magnetic, be legendary. Step out of your house, get some fresh air and sunlight. Play some guided meditation on your phone and sit comfortably. I used to drink water in a wine glass with those beautiful curves just like a supermodel. And instead of gulping it down the throat, take a small sip and let the water flow through your body and your soul. Let it cleanse and detox you from the inside. Also, start dumping all the things that are in your mind in a private journal. Take some time to understand what you are going through and make notes of the things in your control and those that are not. Tear the pages of the latter and only focus on the former. The trauma that you faced taught you to close your heart and armor up. But only healing has the power to teach you to open your heart and boundary up. Yes, you may never get back that special part of you that still resides with the other person that left you. Maybe you shouldn't. At least, the remaining you deserves to go to the unexplored, beautiful places and the people that you are yet to meet, wherever life has planned to take you. So unfollow, unfriend, block, delete every single thing from your phone and your computer, even the screenshots of the chats or the contacts that are associated with them, and do whatever it takes to remove that person from your life. Because only then you will have the deepest clarity of who you really are. And trust me, with time, new layers of different emotions like friendship, gratitude, and empathy will be laid atop them, and your load will get lighter and your days will get brighter, and you will finally see your true self, elevating back to the innocent person that you lost in this whole chaos. You'll now set a new dogma for the rest of your life for the better. Unfortunately, the hardest thing to delete is the memories that you have concealed, because you just can't press Ctrl Shift and delete on them. They will stay with you for a very long time, because guess what? Memories are much more loyal than humans. They stay with us no matter what. Also, the beautiful part is you will have better control over your thoughts, much more than you realize, without all those materialistic possessions that you hold on tight with pride. Yes, it's not all easy to fight this demon all alone. And if you're lucky, you'll find a healer that will listen to you with all their ears and all their heart. Not to judge or to tell you that yes, you fucked up, but to make you feel that you deserve to be free. You deserve to be heard, and most importantly, you deserve to be taken care of. Maybe they can be someone who you know since your childhood, or your friends that you made recently, or anyone that you truly trust, as time being the advocate this time. Now, it's up to you to take it as a wisdom or just as another podcast that you heard online. More than ever before, you know that in time you will be healed. You just have to help it heal you, and maybe for the first time in your life, by taking tiny steps in your favor. You are now fully in control of your life, so take charge of it. The power lies in the present and in this very moment, neither in the past nor the future. Apart from all that you heard in this entire podcast, I know that it must be really very hard for you right now, and I'm so sorry that you're going through this all alone. It really sucks, and if there is anything I can do to support you, please reach out to me at any time, because together you won't have to go through the pain all alone. Here's a personal suggestion for you. Start accepting the people and the things that come to your life and allow them to leave when it's time. What's for you will be yours effortlessly, because I don't wish for you the people and the things to come back in your life, but I truly wish and know that you deserve people and things who or which never leaves. Finally, this podcast has come to an end. I know that it was just as hard for you to listen as much as it was hard for me to go through it, write it, record it, and gather the courage to share it with the world. We all are truly unique, so I hope that your dreams will never come true. Yes, you heard it right. I hope that your dreams never come true. I just wish that you achieve things in life that you could never dream of. So please send this podcast to someone who has been with you during your hard times and thank them for being there with you. And also send this to the unlucky ones like us who really need to hear this right now. My personal favorite takeaway from this episode is, more than ever before, you know that in time you will be healed. You just have to help it heal you, and maybe for the first time in your life, by taking tiny steps in your favor. You are now fully in control of your life, so take charge of it. The power lies in the present and in this very moment, neither in the past nor the future. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to this episode of the Being Unique podcast. I really appreciate that you spent your valuable time listening to this. If you like what you heard, you can subscribe to this show wherever you're getting this podcast from. I hope you learned something or got some inspiration. If you did, do let me know your biggest takeaway from this episode on my social media accounts @IM_Jaison Jose. Thank you so much, guys, once again for tuning in. I'll catch you up in the next episode. Now go out there and do something unique.